What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you probably the worst chess game of all time. Yeah. So, this chess game is between Martin and Martin. Yeah. So, in case you didn't know, Martin is the worst possible chess computer you can play on chess.com. Its ELO is 250. It sucks at chess. So, I made these two bots play each other, and what happens is actually crazy. So, stay tuned till the end. So, we start this game with d4. Queen's pawn opening. Looking at a more positional game. Knight f6. Jumping in. Knight f3. So we're already playing not a very common opening. d5. Finally capturing the center here and creating influence. Now e3. Preparing to develop the bishop somewhere in here and get it out in the center so it can attack. Knight c6. Our first bad move. It does attack the center, but this pawn is defended greatly by 3 defenders. So that's not a great move. Knight c3. Blocking the pawn. So if played this and attacking this, if takes, now the center is now white in white's favor. But that blocks it. e6, it does block the bishop, but it's still a good move, creating a pretty strong pawn chain here. Bishop d3. A great move. A very well positioned bishop playing here. And now we have knight g4. This is a waste of tempo as it doesn't do anything other than attack this pawn, but it is defended, so that doesn't really matter as much. This would be a better move as you would be threatening to fork, and this queen cannot develop as much. This move also attacks the bishop, which would force the queen to come out a bit too early. a3. Pretty useless move, but it's fine. Rook g8 does nothing to the center whatsoever. e4, attacking the center finally. Bishop e7, ignoring the threat on the center. Knight e5. This loses a pawn as after takes, he can take with the knight. And Martin is now, the Martin playing black is now up a pawn. And knight b6. Blundering the knight. Now, will Martin notice that there is a hanging knight? The answer is no. So, the knight can be captured 2 different ways, but he decides to play bishop e5 check. That is fine. Okay? This is 250 ELO chess. You guys gotta calm down. And now we get queen d5. So that's just terrible. Because it loses a queen 2 different ways. Will Martin notice that there is a hanging queen? That is the question. The answer is yes! Martin takes the queen, attacks the knight here, And it's defended. Oopsies. Now, the bishop takes. The bishop takes. The knight takes. b4. Beautiful move. Knight f6. Going back. As black is now making a little fortress around its king. As if the king castles, this is a fine positional for black, but material-wise, it's down a queen. e5, kicking away the knight. Knight e4, attacking the knight here, as it is defended by the pawn. And now, Martin, instead of taking the knight and forcing doubled pawns, queen d2. This is what we're talking about. This is 250 elo chess. And the Martin playing black realizes that there's a hanging queen and takes it. And now the bishop takes, and at this point I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a real game. This is a real game. Like, here we go. Now we have this. Like, it's not great. It doesn't really do anything. And now we have g4. It was one square away from kicking back the bishop, but it went one square too far. And now bishop takes f2. Oh my goodness. So, bishop takes f2 is terrible, because now you can just take. And Martin realizes it, and it takes. And now b5, like I don't know, somehow white is only up +2, which is kind of crazy. King g2. The king is going to hug its rook over here, instead of taking the free pawn. Knight f6. Okay, we're doing fine. And yes, notice that the knight is hanging. h3. Notice that the knight is still hanging. Rook d6. Still notice that the knight is hanging. Bishop e1. White, after 3 moves, still hasn't realized that the knight is hanging. Still. h5. Knight is still hanging. King h2. Martin is looking to manual castle. g5. Rook b1. And Martin now unhangs the knight with knight e4. Knight takes, pawn takes. G takes h5, and now white has a passed pawn on move 24. Rook a8, not taking the free pawn. Rook b2. King d8, getting rid of castling rights. h6, 2 squares away from promoting. It is 2 squares away. g4, ignoring the promotion threat. Bishop h4, check. King c8. This is intense. This is very intense right here. I'm just going to sit down. Very intense. Rook h to b1. Rook f8. h7. 1 square away from promoting. g3 check. King g2. a6. h8 equals queen. Martin promotes into a queen. I think this is the first time that Martin has promoted into a queen. in his life. He's never promoted. Rook takes h8. Attacking the rook with bishop f6. Rook b8, not defending the rook. That's fine. Now Martin playing white takes the pawn. Rook h7. King g2. This is a masterpiece. Rook a2. Rook e8. King f1. Rook b8, returning to the same square. c3. Rook h5. It was 2 squares away from taking the free pawn, but no. You do not take free pawns when you are 250 elo. No, this is 250 elo chess. h4. Rook a8. d5. Rook f5 check. Moving it away. Rook f1 check. Blundering a rook. And Martin sees it and takes it. E takes d5. King g1. c5. Rook b2. C takes b4. A takes b4. Rook g8 check. Moving the king away. King c8. Creating influence on the queen side. Look at this beautiful fortress they have here. It will be impossible to break through. h5. White has another passed h-pawn. King b6. h6. 2 squares away from promoting. Rook e8. Rook c1. Rook b8. And the next few moves, like, notice that the bishop is blundered here, but, like, does not see it. And they just keep going. And now Martin has a little party with the rooks, and now we see the first M. Mate in 8. Rook a2. e3. Now watch out, black does have 2 passed pawns. Watch out. Bishop e7. f6. Forking the king and the pawn, even though you could have just took there. It's fine though. Bishop d8. c6. Bishop b6, blundering the bishop. And black takes. King g1. Still not promoting into a queen. You have to wait for the perfect moment. You just have to wait. You can't promote yet. You have to wait for the perfect moment. F takes e5. King f1. c2. Rook a1. e2 check. King takes e2. And now c1 equals queen. And if white does not take, this is over. Because it's going to get in behind the pawn and win it. But Martin realizes and takes the queen. King a7, king f1. a6, king a6. Rook c2. And the next moves are just like this is already crazy. Like there's mate in 6. Like white could be mating right now. White would be mating. But you have to wait for the perfect moment. And now black and white proceed to go on a king and rook dance. Rook e2, king b6. Rook takes e5, king b5. Rook e7 check, king a6. Rook c7. And notice here, the rook has cut off the king's oxygen to the 7th rank. So it has to stay on the back rank as long as the rook stays here. White can just push and the game's over. This is a ladder mate as these two pawns cannot move. Rook c7. King b6 is forced. Rook f7. King c6. Rook g7. b6. And like the next time you see this pawn moving will be a while. As we just keep seeing random rook and king moves, and now it is now mate in 5 instead of mate in 2. And here Martin blunders the rook. And I am just astonished. Like, this game could be over. King takes b8. King c1. King c7. King b2. King d6. h7! Finally pushing the pawn after like 40 moves. King e7. The king is getting closer, but it is too late. H queen. King e6. There's now mate in 10. Queen d4. King e7. Queen d5. King f6. Queen g8. King e7. This is insane. And now, for about, like right now we are on move 89. Move 89 already. And for the next like 40 moves, there are no captures. Like it's just this. It's just the queen dancing, and the king is just watching the party. The king is just chilling on the b1 square, and it could come and help out its queen. And it's just not. It's just watching the party. It could go and clean up this. It could go and clean up this pawn. But no, you have to watch. And this is officially move 100 of this game. And chess.com is already starting to get glitchy because of all of the moves that have happened. And they just keep doing this. Both Martins are they're just doing this for the whole time. And like nothing's even happening. They're just doing all this stuff. And finally, we have a capture. We have a capture. And we know Martin somehow cannot mate with just a queen, so it needs to promote to another queen. So it's getting it out of the way. It's making some moves. Here we go. Will he realize that he has a passed b pawn? And the answer is yes! He pushes the pawn, drawing out the red carpet for his pawn to promote into a queen. Rook 8 or queen h7. We keep going. He pushes again. Again. We keep getting checks. B7! And now we have King E4. And now Martin can promote into a queen. He can promote into a queen and he can win this endgame. And now he promotes an... Oh my god. Oh my god. What? What is that? No. 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 Oh, no, I can't play chess anymore. I just can't. I'm sorry, guys. I Martin has just been doing this stuff for so long. And he can finally make two queens for once. And he makes a knight. What? No. Oh my goodness, Martin. You had the chance to win. And you promote into a knight? What? King F5. Queen G3. Alright. There's no way you can't mate with the queen and a knight. You can do this, Martin. I believe in you. Yes, give those juicy checks. Give those checks. Mate in 8. Mate in 7. And now, this is the final move of the game. Chess.com has reached the limit of moves in a game. So technically, this game is a draw. Are you kidding me? That... Oh my goodness. Martin, he had the chance to win, but decides to promote into a knight. Oh my god. That is just devastating. Martin could have won this game 100 moves ago. So, folks, this was a 158 move game. Like, that is crazy. Like, my longest game has been like maybe 90 moves. Maybe. Not even. Like, if we could go past this would probably be like 200 moves. Probably. But Chess.com would just not do any more moves, and this game ends in a draw. So, there you have it, guys. Probably the worst chess game imaginable, as you have seen right there. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Please subscribe, hit that like button, comment your favorite chess piece down below. See you guys next time.